Yeah.
Talking a lot of shit for someone in 5 feet.
So last time, you guys had been trumping through the jungles, heading now away from the coast, heading towards the Mistcliff Mountains. And the lead you had on a dwarven mine called Hakmar, which apparently makes adamantine, which of course perked Heveron right up, and you guys set out for it. On the way there, you encountered this section of the jungle where the plant life seems to be dying. And as you get further away from the coast, the amount of living plants seems to be decreasing. More and more of the trees around here are just dead. Occasionally, still a living one. And you started to notice on the wind, like on the breeze, a kind of acrid, almost like someone's burning vinegar type smell. And you started following the scent. More and more trees, you noted, were pretty much starting to die off. And as you got to this area, this sort of escarpment on the side of a hill with a. Sorry, not an escarpment, that's a different one. This is the Iron Tower, set in the middle of a clearing. And there is like no living plants at all around this. On one of the faces of the tower was a set of iron doors, which you exploded open, and a tall tower, like a spire, like like an antenna coming out the top of this stubby little tower, goes into the air, which seemed to have a kind of like a copper pipe running up the middle. This copper pipe went through like holes cut in the ceiling and followed along the ceiling through these now open iron doors down into the dungeon. When you penetrated this dungeon, you found that the rooms were made out of kind of like a flagstone. And along the ceiling, this copper pipe kind of went in one direction, heading east. When you went that way, there was a large room, and while the copper pipe along the ceiling kept going east towards another set of doors, to the south was a hole in the floor where some rather fishy looking people were crawling out of. As soon as Giuseppe did, I think it was just some like minor magics, they freaked the fuck off and just ran away en masse. Upon penetrating deeper into the dungeon, you eventually found your way to a room which contained a, like a dozen or so large iron strong boxes, all of which had been propped open, the contents seemingly removed. About 50 gold pieces and loose coins just scattered along the floor. And as we ended last time, you guys had just finished examining this room, finding, besides the coins and the chests, really nothing of interest, as you heard a wet splat sound coming uh, from the south in the direction of the doorway. So, to give a bit of a tactical summary, you're in a 15-foot wide, 25-foot long room with a single entrance, which was an iron door set in the middle of the south wall. The door had been like blown off its hinges, not by you, but that's how you found it. And these iron chests just kind of laying on the ground inside. A hallway goes to the south away from this room. So, what would you guys like to do?
Have we had a rest or because my character sheet looks rough? Or did we just come out of combat or something? Because I'm like,
No, you exploded. There was a point blank explosion. I
oh
survived behind my
yeah,
shield. You got your shit
yeah,
kicked.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. That's why I'm half dead. Okay. that
And
makes sense.
when you guys were walking down here, there was a environmental effect that caused some max HP loss from a couple of you.
Mm-mm. I didn't get that, but I did. I am fucked up.
I think I was one of them, but my sheet must not have saved. I don't have my HP recorded correctly.
I'm
Oh.
at single digits, so
Well,
I
what
know
is your
something-
max HP then, Grim?
45.
Okay. So you only have 41 maximum hit points.
Okay.
I'm glad you remembered that shit. I don't think I was hit with that. I'm 99.
It was only like one or
99.
two people in the party that got hit with
I
that.
think
Yeah,
it was
According to-
me and I think it was
Yeah.
me and Burger.
I think it was Burger. Yeah.
Sounds right, because I'm not seeing anything in my sheet.
I
Because I don't have the damage from
recorded, I
Gilbert's
only have-
explosion or the because I think Mr. and I for sure went down from Gilbert's experiment.
Yeah, that's why I only
I
have
thought I was
13
dead, but I
recorded. Yeah, and
didn't
a
have
little
my health
fuck.
recorded correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But all of that health is not recorded now, so I don't have any idea what my actual current HP is.
Yeah, and I'm down to like 2 spells.
If I
left,
recall, you guys,
so-
did you recall how many hit dice do you have left, Grim?
Hit dice left. That. Oh, maybe I healed the full. I currently have used 4. Yeah, so maybe I did heal the full.
You might have. I remember you guys did take
I
a short
haven't
rest
healed
after
yet.
that explosion.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I
must have not
didn't have the
healed.
negative.
I only
Maybe
have
it was
13.
just Burger because I would have had that on my sheet, and if my 4 hit dice are recorded used.
Okay.
So
I'm willing to go with it.
I'll stay with it just in case. It's only 4 HP. I'm not a frontliner. I'll live.
Just
You're
to,
a-
I'll live.
you're in
Gilbert
heavy
sets off
armor.
another explosion.
I think
Aren't
I'm
you in heavy
wearing.
armor as a cleric.
I think I'm wearing splint. I don't know. I'm not smoking a cigarette.
You and Gilbert are the heavy armored ones. I'm the paladin in light armor.
What?
Yeah, I'm wearing studded leather because it's better. My dex is 20. Studded leather does me better than plate.
Yeah.
does.
It allows him to be stealthy as a paladin because his dex is so high. Remember, Gilbert, he's not actually a paladin.
I don't.
He's a shitty paladin.
Yeah, paladin is just to give me the smite. I'm not supposed to put that many levels into it.
But you're gonna get us that aura, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going
Another
to
like
6 in
6
paladin.
sessions when we get to level, what, 8 or 9
I'm
you
going to
need?
6. I'm going to 6, and then I have one more level of paladin, and I'm stopping, and then I'll rest.
Oh, that's
on
right. You're only 1
tomorrow.
level rogue.
Yeah, right now I'm only 1 level rogue. Yeah, and then I'm going to start putting things into rogue, and yeah.
Yeah, I have scale and a shield, so I have 18 AC.
We do be loving that aura.
Because I'm a rogue with a shield, so yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So let's go find the wet splot noise.
Become shield master.
Okay. So you guys are just
Oh, yeah.
walking towards its southern door. Out
Sure.
going heading towards it's a 5-foot wide hallway you can see going south. Okay, what's your marching order?
Was she in the middle?
Me.
Put Gilbert in the front.
So it's Heberon, then who?
Chat order. Hebron just have me.
All right. So Heberon just walked forward. And then there's like this wet, gelatinous feeling all over you, Heberon, as you approach this door.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Mr. Do I have your aura?
I'm only level 5. I don't have an aura.
Useless paladin.
I know it, right?
All right. Well, you are find yourself hard to move as you are you can't breathe, you are restrained, and I need everyone to then roll initiative.
You cut out there.
Sorry. What is it? I'm just going to turn Discord to Vox and stop with this whole push key nonsense.
Yeah.
So you are you can't breathe, you're restrained, and I now need everyone to roll initiative.
No, I don't wanna. Okay.
Forgot to roll that advantage.
Damn, I think I'd go
14
first.
or 17 still stands.
All right, Hepburn, I believe you'll be first. I mean, you did roll a 20.
All right. Well, Hebron at the start. Nope, never mind. That doesn't happen yet. Do you have anything that prevents surprise?
Me.
What was that?
E.
Dagger of warning.
Ah, yes.
Yes, we all have the dagger.
I had forgotten about that.
Yep. Everybody within 30 feet of me cannot be surprised.
Excellent. So, Hebron, you can't breathe. You are restrained. What do you do on your turn?
I cut my way out. I'm going back the way I am, swinging my sword.
All right.
This must
Jack,
be one of those
roll it.
cubes of jelly that I've heard so much about.
Yes, because because 80s kids found Jello terrifying. Well, make an attack roll at disadvantage. That will hit.
Nine slashing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and you cut into it. It does look like it, moved some of the Jello around, though you currently are still in the same position you started with.
Well, I get multi-attack. I might as well hit it again.
All right.
$14.
Also a hit. Sorry, I've got flipped between a couple different things.
5 points of slashing.
Okay. Yeah, it's doing some damage to it. You guys clearly see like if you've ever had like Jello like tear and you just see like the crack that it seems to form, you can start to see that around Hebron as he starts hacking at it to make his own space in there.
Action surge. I'd like to force myself out
All right,
through
strength
the area I'm
athletics check.
slashing through.
Yep, strength athletics check. You fail to pull yourself out.
Unfortunate.
Indeed. Anything else?
Let me double check something. Bonus action. I shove the gelatinous cube with my shield.
Okay, I believe that's still a strength athletics check from you.
Let me double check because the feat's kind of vague on the PDF.
Sure.
Let's see. Yes, contested strength athletics versus strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics.
Mm-hmm. So you are at disadvantage due to the size disparity. Yeah, you don't really do anything. It just quivers a bit.
That would have been funny though if that succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
Can't climb out of the cube, push his cube off.
Yep.
Oh well.
All right, Giuseppe.
So, what's going on? Why is everybody gasping? What's going on here?
Well, you saw Hebron because he was in front of you, kind of walk forward to go through the door, and all of a sudden, he's like stuck in some type of gelatinous material.
Oh shit. Can I take my whip and reach out and see if I can hit him with it and try to pull him out? Yeah, probably not. Huh?
You could try.
Or at least have him grab onto the whip so he can,
That would have required him to have readied that, but you could try to wrap your whip around him, sure. Make an attack roll.
Okie dokie.
All right. Hebron, what is your armor class?
21.
Excellent. So he does not, cut you. He just kind of whips his whip in there, splashing through the cube and hitting you, and wrapping it kind of like around your like. I assume you're targeting like his one of his arms.
Yeah.
Just always go for his neck.
No, I don't want to whip him. What's your name, boy? No, I don't want to do any of that shit. No.
Okay.
Want to pull him out.
All right. Well, you've got your whip wrapped around him. Do you have a second attack to try to pull?
Yes, I do have a second attack. Yes, I'm level 5 paladin. I have 2 attacks. Wee-hee.
Very nice. Then make a strength athletics check.
But only if you were a 6th level paladin.
Lucky I even. Oh, look at that. There you go.
Yeah, your whip wraps around his arm. You just give him a good old yank. There's like a splorking sound as he just sort of falls out of the cube at your feet.
You should be more careful. Pay attention to where you're going. And I'm done.
Okay. Grim.
I would like to apply. And I are both laughing at you. I'd like to apply the magical bunk, spiritual weapon.
Okay. You can certainly try. Hit.
Force damage.
All right, yeah. Yeah, does a decent amount of damage to him.
All right. And that was my bonus action. So, Sacred Flame, dex save.
Ah. It's not very good at this.
It is not. Radiant. 9 more radiant.
Okay.
That's it for me.
All right. at the start of its turn. Hebron. At the start of its turn, Hebron. You still kind of like coated in like all this like muck and shit that it consists of. I need you to make another con save. Oh no. What is your maximum hit points currently?
Oh,
52.
no, not anymore.
Okay, yeah, not anymore. You currently have a maximum hit points of 47.
That's not funny, no.
All right.
It was
And
all
then,
fun and games until it starts getting real.
and then the cube just moves forward into all of your spaces, and I need all three of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Grim.
Oh no.
Good.
Okay.
So you all managed to dodge it as it just starts scooting forward. So yeah, you guys can back up, or you can try to go for one of the sides. It's up to you where you want to go.
This thing fills
Back.
the whole hallway, don't it?
It did, but it's now like oozed forward into like the space just in front of the door in this room.
No, I'm gonna back up. Yeah, no. I ain't having that thing spread out over me. No, I'm backing up.
Okay. Grim, Hebron, you guys just backing straight up away from it, or trying to move to the sides?
Backing up.
Okay.
Backing up.
All right. All right. Yeah. So you back up as it moves forward, and then like a little Oops, that probably stopped transmitting. Then like a little pseudopod extends from it and whips at one of you. Looks like it's whipping at Giuseppe.
What
Does a
now?
19 hit your armor class?
It does not.
Okay, yeah. There's like a little thud as it just like wetly smacks your armor. Not very
Yeah.
effective.
Ew.
Hebron,
Yes.
it is your turn.
//
Sure. Roll to hit. You stand up. Two hits.
/8 and 6 slashing.
Very nice. As that bloodies it.
And I shove it.
Okay, well, at disadvantage, you do not manage to shove the jello back in the hole that it's oozing out of.
That's all.
All right, Giuseppe.
I am going. If I'm back, I'm gonna. How far am I from it?
You are in melee with it. Like you are at 0 feet.
Oh, okay. I am going to. Fuck it, I'm going to attack. I'm going to use. I have a. Here, this. Let me use that sword. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
The
Son of a-
17 hits.
Son of a bitch. Anybody else in melee with it?
Yes, Grim and Hebron are both in melee with it.
Oh, cool. You gotta be shitting me. 11 points of radiant and slashing damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to back up out of the way of this thing.
Okay, do you have mobile or something?
Again.
Giuseppe, do you have mobile?
I do not believe I do know, so it
Okay.
can make an attack against me, yes.
And it is.
That misses.
Yeah, the pseudopod just sort of wetly slaps you as you back up, but doesn't do any damage. Anything else?
No, that is it.
Okay. How far are you backing up?
How far can I back up?
You could get 15 feet, but then your back is to the wall.
15 feet is good, yeah.
Okay. Grim?
Things in melee with me.
Yeah, it just kind of charged into the room as it just sort of oozes through the doorway and got far enough in to get everybody, even though you were behind Giuseppe originally.
All right. Well, bonus action bonk.
Okay. Yeah, I can move up behind the tail of it. That is. Sorry, you
Any
did put this.
more-
I think you said in the hallway behind it, or did you have it next to you?
I mean, it wasn't originally in melee, so it would have had to go through the hammer's space, but it doesn't get an attack of opportunity.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it would be behind it now because it moved past it. Yeah.
Well,
just
it's
stepped up
in
and
it.
attacked it front.
It's bigger than a normal cube.
Ah, well, that doesn't bother the hammer any.
No, it doesn't bother the hammer any. 13. All right. All right. Cube is starting to show signs of degradation. Anything else?
Yeah. Spirit Guardians.
Ah.
Weasel start whirling.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for me.
Okay. Well, it is the start of its turn. I believe it has to make a wisdom save. Mm-hmm.
I don't think that passes.
Not unless we're going by Civ rules, in which case that's a 255 and it passed everything.
12 more radiant.
All right, yeah, it is starting to look pretty rough. Also, at the start of its turn, Hebron, you're still coated in that muck. You haven't cleaned yourself off using an action, so you do need to still make a con save.
Seriously, dice bot. Fuck you, man.
All right, you're currently at 47, right? Yeah, so your hit points are reduced. Your max hit points are reduced to 42.
Okay.
And yeah, it is. Let's see, it's got 2 people still in melee with it, and it's also going to try to slap you, Hebron. Does a 19 hit Hebron?
No, parry.
Okay. Did you mean riposte?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pause. Whatever.
Well, I think parry is the thing, but it's like just use your reaction to add to your AC or something.
It's damage reduction. I just keep thinking this is Hebron's perfect parry because the sheer number of goblins I annihilated with one hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you kind of tear into it, it's looking to be near death as it slouches forward and falls apart.
Yay! Hebron is a hell of a swordsman. I gotta give it to him.
Yep, you guys are out of initiative.
Wait, hold on.
killed
Giuseppe
it.
saying something positive about Hebron?
Well, I mean,
He's mind controlled. Kill him.
He's good with a blade. I mean, other than that, he's not. He's good to stand in front of things and kill it. So that's a good thing for him.
Yeah, I heard him say something positive, which means that you must be mind controlled. I'll have to kill you now. It's the only thing that makes sense.
All right, now that we've survived this, ugh.
Well, that thing kind of kicked my butt.
I'm glad it didn't hit me because I would have died.
Why are we here?
I don't know. This is your plan, I believe. We're here to cure the plague of darkness that's plaguing this world. That's what we're here to do.
Well, I'd like to clean the goop off me.
Okay, yeah, you spend an action turns cleaning it off of you, so you no longer need to make con saves. So yeah, you guys are just standing in this treasury room. The remains of the cube just sort of blocking, like you'd have to like wade through its remains to get out the one door.
But what else is in? Have we already? Oh, this is where the chests were already popped open and shit.
Yeah, there was like 50 gold pieces worth of loose coinage on the ground.
Yeah, somebody ran off with all the stuff. So let's go. Let's go. Go wade through it and go out the door. Let's get out of here, right? Well, there's no clues on who stole the money out of the chest, is it?
There was not any real evidence, no.
I'm north.
Okay. So you guys are all wading through it as you go to that 5-foot wide hall to the south?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can press to digitate yourself again when we get out of here, Hebron. Or
So yeah, I
clean
can just
yourself off again.
I can just sacred flame a path through it too.
Oh, well, yeah, they do that. That sounds good too. Yeah.
Pretty hard to defeat radiant fire, especially since it's dead.
Yeah, so you spend like 10 minutes there just blasting away at it. It's hard because it's not stable enough to like make like a nice sharp path through. So like every time you blast a little bit off, it's sort of like slowly like oozing back in to fill it. So it takes you like 10 minutes to like carve a trough where it's not really like you're wading through it. It is like only like puddles of it that are like, ankle deep.
I can live with that.
But yeah, you start then walking down the southern hallway, assuming that's still your plan. And from what you remember, it goes about 80 feet, and which was a T intersection. About halfway down that hallway, you see that copper pipe where it comes out of the western wall and then starts following this hall south. But there's like a little hole towards the ceiling of like on the western wall where this copper pipe comes out and then just follows like fittings along the ceiling as it heads south with you. And then at 80 feet, you get to a T intersection. To the south, the 5-foot hall continues and then looks to open up into a room, the back of which looks like there must have been like an earthquake or something, and like the back wall has collapsed. There's rubble in the room, and you guys will recall from the last time. I'm just reminding you of this since it's been a few weeks. That leads to a cave area, which is where those fishy people came out of. To the west, the hall is 10 feet wide and goes 10, 20, 30, about 40 feet to a pair of wooden doors which are currently open, which then leads to that room where you first fought the fishmen.
All right.
So which way would you like to go?
Gilbert, you're on point.
Actually, Mister was on point when we were exploring the previous time, so.
Stuck you on point. Remember at the beginning you said Gilbert understood who's in front. You said you are.
Yeah, but I'm talking back when we first entered this dungeon. I don't want to take away the experience
that.
from you, Mister.
I want to talk about that. Just
You'll do fine. You'll do fine. Take point.
Bruh, I will go play Fallout. Don't test me.
Coward.
What is that smell? It smells like fear.
Bitch. It smells like bitch.
Oh no, I'm being dead serious.
That's all.
It's right here in the recording.
Bitching. Yeah, I know.
Well, I guess we need a big, strong paladin to take the lead.
That is so not the way my character's even built, bruh.
Yeah. You're also the rogue, so you should probably take point. No, because that way I don't lead us into any more obvious traps. No, none of that doing it for you, mister? Okay. Under what my directional options again?
So you've come to this T intersection from the north. To the south, the 5-foot wide hall goes 5 more feet and then opens up into what used to be a room, the back wall of which you can see is collapsed. And you guys did poke your head in here last time and saw that like a little bit to the west, just out of sight, it like looks like it goes towards a cave descending. At the T intersection, though, also you have the option to go into the west, which is a 10-foot wide hallway, goes 40 feet to a pair of open wooden doors, which leads to the big room where you fought the fishmen before. That is also the way you came in that direction.
Cave.
Okay. So, you guys head to the south, stepping through the open, hallways. It opens up into this room. There's no door or anything. Looks like this room used to be 40 feet wide, left to right, and about 20 feet wide and about 15 feet deep. But the back and the right, that is the south and the west walls, look to have collapsed in the time since then, revealing a cave system heading off to the west and slowly descending. It goes as far as your dark vision and light sources reach.
We go that way.
Okay. So you start walking down it. The flagstone giving way to just natural rough stone cavern. Permeating smell of fish begins to be noticeable. And you follow this cavern down about 60 feet or so when you notice that there is a large hole in the ceiling, which looks like, as you look up there, you realize it's like a collapsed flagstone floor. And you would recognize this as the part of the cave where it was the hole that these guys jumped out of before to ambush you. Though you've made it this far and you do not see any evidence of these guys. As you continue are you continuing to the west, or are you going to do more here?
Yep, continuing.
Okay. As you continue to the west, the cave goes about 60 more feet, ending on the shore of what looks to be like a murky pool of water. At the far end of the pool of water, it looks like the water goes right to the edge. The whole pool is approximately 15 by 15. And you can see that there's like kicked up sediment floating in it that makes it impossible to see through. On the shore, you can also see scrape marks of what looks to be like silty mud kind of coming and going, like people had been swimming in and out of this pool. The smell of
Well,
fish is rank.
I think we found the primordial ooze they came out of.
Ew.
Well, Giuseppe, you're familiar with inhabiting scum and detritus. Care to poke around?
I would be insulted if I knew what those words meant. So, yes, that is correct.
So you're jumping into the pool?
I mean, this sounds like a bad thing, don't it? But, sure, why not?
Okay.
I don't need to breathe. I can't drown, so might as well. If I get stuck down there, it'll just be down there like Jason underwater.
So you jump in the pool, and immediately you realize the problem. You can't see shit. You can feel yourself sink about 15, sorry, not about far, about 10 feet or so underneath the water. And you just kind of hit the ground. You can feel your feet sink into some mud and silt and the like. But there's been so much mud and silt kicked up in the water that it is opaque.
Ew. This is just disgusting. Well, that is not good. Maybe I should float up. I can't see though. I mean, I have dark vision, but nasty water.
Yeah, it's not a matter of being low light. It's just a matter of it's opaque.
Articulate.
Okay, so I'm gonna climb out and tell Hepburn that I can't see anything down there. It's just too. There's nothing. I'm not going down there. It's pointless. Is that the only way we have to go?
Yeah, that's the only way to go.
Well, then you swim down there, then.
Well, it's the only way to
No.
go in the cave.
I mean, does it look like it'll settle if we leave it alone, so we can see in it? So it'll
I
clear
mean,
up?
you guys are familiar enough with like silty water and stuff that yeah, it will eventually clear up over the course of like, a day or 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say that takes a long fucking time.
Well, I mean, we could rest right here. at the beginning. We can rest right here. I'm all for it. Well, I don't feel like. Let's go a different direction. Let's come back for this water later.
All right. Which direction do you want to try?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Shame.
Yeah.
Under which direction seems the most lethal?
The fuck?
Well, you could go back and just like stand in the treasure room and see if more shit comes. It's a dead end, so that's probably like the most dangerous place to stay.
No, we're trying to find out who took the treasure and everything. How long was that? Well, no, we already figured all that stuff out. Let's. Which way can we go then? If not, if we're not swimming in the goopy water.
Well, it could go back to the there's that hole that leads up into the dungeon, from where you originally saw the fishmen. You could also
Right.
follow the cave all the way back to the 20 by 15 room where the wall collapsed. That takes you back to that T intersection.
All right. So basically, to pursue the fishmen, we have to go through the water.
That is the direction that they fled, as far as you know, and
Alright.
that is the only
All right,
option
now
that you
with
can see.
context. Okay, now with context, yeah. I'll go back in the water. I'll go back in the water.
Okay. So you,
It's is it deep? Is it on a downward slope or?
it is. I think I said it was like 10 feet deep. This would be either like investigation or survival to figure out if it's on a slope. You're
Fuck,
unsure.
I don't know. Hell, I could be on my head. I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't know it. Can't see nothing, so following them blindly is kind of dumb. I'm gonna swim forward a little bit and see if there's a way out of the cave. At least to the back wall of the cave.
So you're just going like
You know,
straight ahead towards the back, where you saw the back wall of the water.
Yeah. See if there's a tunnel going out.
Okay. So, how far are you walking?
Until I reach the back. Till I reach the back wall.
Ah, okay.
of The cave.
Yeah, I gotcha. So you keep walking and walking. Now you remember from above the water that this pool of water only looked to be about 15 feet across.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna swim up once I realize I've traveled far enough.
Yeah, you've got about 50 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go up and see.
Okay, yeah, you swim up, and before you leave the water, you just hit stone.
Okay, so it's an underwater cavern. All right. I'm gonna follow the ceiling of the cave.
Mhm.
Where I'm at. I'm gonna follow it deeper down and see if it breaks out into a opening on the other side, or if it continues into a back wall or something.
Okay.
Because visibility is nil for me, but that means it'll be nil for anything else in the water too.
Yes. Assuming they don't have something like tremor sense.
Well, that's just not right.
So you're going forward. After about, so you went about 50 feet, then you swam up. After about another 5 feet, you're following the ceiling. you kind of feel your hand kind of slip upwards, like you're at the like after 55 feet. There's an edge there on the ceiling going up, and you can feel your hand briefly leave water before you pull it back down.
Okay. Can I slowly submerge and come up or pop up out of the water, I guess, and see what I can see?
Sure. You trying to be stealthy about it?
Yes.
Then please make a stealth check. Okay. So you swim forward a bit and slowly like bring your head up above the water. As you realize that you're in like a 5x5 pool of water, looking up into this cave that looks to also continue on ahead, dry though. You think that this underwater cavern that had the water was about 60 feet long.
All right.
But as you poke your head up above the water, you do see a couple of like these like fish-headed people with spears. And just for reference, there's like two of these guys,
Shit.
and one of them points at you, and they go and they throw their spears at you.
Shit.
If
they miss, I'm going back underwater. You know?
Okay. Well, we'll see if they miss.
If they hit, you're going back underwater too.
They didn't hit. You know what? That's true. That's very true. If they would have hit, I'd been going underwater. They didn't hit.
All right. Yeah. So they both miss. And as you're,
can I fake it and make it look like I was hit and go under, like I was,
Yeah. Give me a performance check.
Oh, good. I'm good at performing.
Ham it up.
Son of a bitch! The dice keep fucking me, man.
All right. So
Preach it,
now
brother,
I roll
preach it.
their insight.
Yeah, they're not fools.
So yeah, you're going like, like a performance worthy of Shakespeare. It's pearls before a swine with these guys though. As they immediately turn and while yelling their fishy tongue, look to be running at full speed down that hall or down that cave.
Well, I got to go back and get the party anyway, so I'm gonna dive back underwater and swim back as fast as I can back the way I came towards the party.
Okay. Do you have a swim speed?
Nope.
Okay. So if you're dashing, it would take you, let's say it'd be 30 feet per round. It would take you like 12 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, you emerge from the water covered in silt.
So not to alarm you, but we might have company here in a few minutes. Or they're running the other way. I can never understand fish.
All right.
Because they saw me, threw some spears, and then ran on down the cave, which is about 60 feet through the water. So if you want to go over and interact with them, we have to swim.
I poke my finger into the water.
Okay.
How does the water feel?
A bit cool. It's like a subterranean cave water. It's about what you would expect.
Hmm.
You got an aversion to water or something? You don't like to bathe? What's going on? Just get into water. Father, tell him to get in the water.
Where's Hebron standing?
He just bent down to stick his finger in the water to test it.
Well, would that mean he's not paying attention under to something behind him?
You know that dagger's within 30 feet of me, right?
Uh-huh. And if I'm attempting to push you in the water, I don't consider you my ally for that moment, so no dagger for you. I push Hebron in the water with hostile intent.
Well, I suppose Hebron would still get his contested acrobatics.
Strength or athletics or acrobatics usually, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And since I'm doing this and he's unaware of me behind him doing it, wouldn't I have advantage because he's
Sure.
unaware of my attack?
Yes.
I think Hebron's getting wet. I think Hebron's going for a drink. So
Dun, dun, dun.
So yeah, Hebron, you're like bending over, looking at this water. You hear like a moment of like someone like stepping behind you, and then just a shove in the back, and you're in the water.
Sploosh.
Boot to the shoulder blades.
He just like puts a little bit of pressure at that right spot. I just tip right in.
Yep.
Basically.
thank you, fighter.
Hebron's gonna start cursing. Presumably, when the bubbles reach the surface, you just hear swearing.
Bubble pops. Out pops a profanity.
All right, Hebron's gonna try to figure out where the fuck he is and how to get, to where he needs to be.
I am going to lead Hebron with my whip. Give him one end of the whip, take the other end, and lead him to where we're going.
Oh no, an octopus.
This is bad. I mean, we just gotta go, and that's where the fishmen are.
Well, I mean, Hebron, you've dealt with octopi before. No octopi with a tentacle that thin has ever been a threat to you. Now, squids, on the other hand.
Shit, not the dire Humboldt's cave squid.
And that's when you realize that there's a mind flayer in there with you. Right. So, do you take the whip and allow Giuseppe to lead you through this tunnel?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, assuming you guys aren't dashing, it would take you 4 rounds. So like, half
No, 'cause we
30
have to wait
seconds or
on the
so.
whip longer, too, so.
And yeah, you find yourself in the far end of it, the wall going up in front of you, and you know that the water ends. You're currently still submerged at the far end. How long can you hold your breath for, Hebron?
Well, I have a Constitution score of 14.
Okay. So it's all right. You lost your breath because you got surprised and you were swearing. So
Oh, well,
if
in
you
that
don't-
case, I'm
if you
going
don't
to
get
go
out of the
and get
water-
oxygen.
yeah, if you don't get up out of water now, you are going to fall unconscious. Okay. So did I hear you right? You're going up.
Well, personally, I mean, before we journeyed, I would have gotten more air.
Oh, okay. You can do that too.
Yeah, no, why would I release all my oxygen swearing at them and then just let them lead me down a indeterminately long fucking tunnel? No, God, no.
Well, you're not the brightest bulb in there.
I
I
am
figured you just
literally the
wanted to,
smartest member of the party.
I figured you just wanted to add some extra challenge.
Do I get bonus XP out of it?
Sure.
You realize you're gonna pop up into a firing squad, right? by agreeing to this. As soon as you pop up out of the water, there's going to be like, and spears are coming.
He tempts me. He tempts me. But no, I'd like to have oxygen.
Okay.
Tasty, tasty, delicious oxygen.
Yeah. In which case, yeah, you can hold your breath for like 3 minutes. So you easily get to the end. You're holding your breath. Giuseppe's right there with you. From the sounds of it, you guys are leaving Grim behind.
Oh, we're supposed to bring Grim with us.
Yeah,
I'd
it's just
rather get in the water.
It's just the classic, fox and the hen and the bag of grain.
Is Grim going with you?
Yeah, I'll go with.
Okay. I assume you have a con score that isn't like -3?
Yeah, I would kind of too.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys can get to the end. Giuseppe leading
You
the
have
way.
a con of 2? The fuck?
Mod.
Oh. I was going to say, Jesus, how sickly is you?
He loses HP every time he levels up. He doesn't like XP because of that.
All right, so
Actually, I feel like that'd be kind of a funny build. Just build the guy who loses XP, loses HP every level up until he just kind of dies of old age or
Didn't
heart failure or
somebody
something in
build
the
a
middle of the
character?
adventure.
didn't
Just the
somebody
Doc
build a
Holliday
character
build.
with dump debt? Didn't you build a character under with dump debt? Dump con?
Yes, but you have to dump it basically all the way to like 1 or 2 to actually have it where you're always losing hit points per level up. What I did is I ended up dumping it to 6, and then Gilbert let me roll for my HP every level up, and so about half the time I would lose some max HP on a level up.
Which character was that?
It was one of the wizards that didn't last very long.
You think?
I wonder why.
He was sickly.
It was
It was
either
the one
yours or one of AGR's
It was the one
campaigns.
before Lorebard.
I don't remember.
Or
that
no, was it
detail.
Lorebard that had the dumped gun?
I
Maybe
don't
it was
think
the
so.
Icewind Dale campaign.
I think it was the Icewind Dale campaign. Because I had several characters after the first one gets smushed by a mammoth.
Seriously, half the party were all secret Harper agents. It was, and then all of you got stepped on by a mammoth.
that mammoth was like the fucking like Zentarum Agent of the Year right there. Just squished all of the secret Harpers. All right, but yeah, you guys are at the bottom of this pool. What do you do now?
Surface.
Okay. You surface. Are you trying to be stealthy?
No. I would like to maximize shock and awe.
All right. Yeah, you just emerge, splashing out of here. Sword raised. And you look around and the room's empty.
Good job there. Terrifying.
Well, they might have just rolled high on their stealth check, so I carry on the shock and awe by lashing out at the enemy's hidden positions.
Okay. So you begin attacking the shadows, which contain rocks. You can also hear from the tunnel leading away from this room what sounds like drums and faint chanting.
Drums of war.
This way, gentlemen.
Drums in the deep.
I lead the party to the drums.
Okay. So it's you guys are going back to you, then Giuseppe, then Grim for your marching order.
Sure.
Okay.
Unless Giuseppe, being actually sneaky, wants to take point. So he can, get the drop on the fishmen.
I could do that. I could sneak forward and see what's going on.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sneak forward and see what's going on before the party comes up.
Okay.
Pull like 10, 15, 20 feet in front of them, moving
Okay.
silently, going dark.
Sure. Yeah, so you're like 20 feet in front of them. You guys are creeping down this tunnel. Tunnel goes about 60 feet. There it bends to the right. It kind of pulls like a 180, like a hairpin turn.
Right.
And as you go around that corner, Giuseppe, you can see that the tunnel goes about 10 feet to another bend to the, the other way. So think like it's like basically making an S bend.
Right.
And you can see on the far wall, as you're looking down this S bend, light. From the flickering, like a campfire or some other larger source of flame, not just torches or a candle.
Okay, so
But you're still in darkness, but it's like the exit part of the S curve, like on the back wall of it is the light coming from whatever is past this S bend.
okay. So I'm gonna creep up slowly and see what I can see.
Okay, give me a stealth check then. Okay, yeah, you creep forward, those drums getting louder, the chanting getting louder, that fishy tongue. And as you peer around the second S part of the S bend, you can see that the tunnel there goes about 15 feet and begins to open up to a large chamber. And you can see rough looking kind of like huts made out of what look to be bone and rawhide, kind of strewn around the perimeter of this room. In the center of the room is a large roaring fire. And astride the fire is what looks to be like a statue of like a griffin. It's a bronze, like a statue of like a bronze griffin standing like astride the fire. So the fire's looking at its belly.
Okay.
And you can see arrayed around this graven griffin about 30 or so fishmen on their knees in supplication as they like bow down and like repeatedly bowing and unbowing, bowing, unbowing, all while chanting in sequence.
Oh, we interrupted them during church. Okay, cool.
To the right, you can see a somewhat different, more elderly looking fishman waving his staff about and chanting in his fishy tongue. Behind him against the wall, you can see a guy banging on a couple of large drums with his hands.
All right, I'm gonna pull back, creep back to the party, and I'm gonna tell them what I saw in detail. I'm gonna describe the burning fire and the big statue and all of them in church and the wizard doing the leading and the drummers playing the music. I'm gonna point out locations and everything, general locations of where everything is. I mean, I'm not. Giuseppe has an intelligence of 10. He has an average intelligence, so he should be able to remember the layout of the room and stuff.
Yeah, it's a large cavern, about 30 or so Kuo-toa supplicants, one archpriest. Basically it's a round room with a big fire in the center, a brazen griffin on top, and the
with our diminished numbers, what is the best strategy you think you can come up with, Hebron? There's only 3 of us, and there's 30 of them, which means each of us will have to take a multiple 10 or.
If only we had a wheelbarrow.
I know.
And a Holocaust cloak.
Sackcloth cloak. You have one. The Red Pirate Roberts.
appears they
So-
doubled the guard.
Well,
I mean, we could do.
I mean, you're pretty sneaky, yeah.
Well, yeah, we could do a couple of things. We could
Wait,
proclaim to be their god or some shit.
how
Hmm.
good is your performance?
I have expertise in performance. So if the dice go well, I have a +7. So if the dice go well for me, I should pass. I can pass just about anything. One of those.
Grim, you're not very
That one and
sneaky though, right?
Deception and performance are his two primary skills.
Okay, okay.
He's good at
So if we can
lying
sneak
and
you, if we
acting
can
like
sneak
lying.
you in to the statue, like get up behind the statue and start like making weird, crazy that they think, you know, maybe the statue's doing something.
I mean, that's a good plan. That's a good plan. Problem with that plan is if I don't know what the god should sound like or anything of their dialect, I am basically a sitting duck for them to just,
See,
and I will be cat food or catfish
you
food.
don't even need to
So-
know what to say. You just need to say some crazy bullshit. The fact that voices are speaking to them should be
What
enough
languages
to
do you speak?
I speak Thieves' Cant, Common, Elvish, Celestial, and Infernal.
Celestial or Infernal would work.
I can do it in Infernal.
Go Celestial. Let's not invoke anything bad.
No, Giuseppe will go Infernal.
Haven't
He's
really remember this.
He was talking about burning the flesh bags and eating humans, and he will go all dark with them.
We're not trying to work them into a frenzy, mister.
Oh, I thought we were trying to subjugate them into our loyal subjects. That's not what we're doing. We need another
No.
plan. Okay. So you want me to do? So you want me to do the Celestial then, and be like, your god demands you do what? We don't even know if their god is a celestial god or an infernal god.
Yeah, none of that matters. It's a distraction, so that Mr. Grimm and I can get close and we can reap a bloody.
How far
toll from
away
their
was this
number.
chamber? How far did he go to get there? Like just linear distance.
The S curve.
Hang on, I drew a quick map. I can't show you the DM one.
Yeah, we don't want to get in there and be out of sequence on something and be like, oh, we misunderstood, and then we're all dead.
Well, we don't know what they're capable of. We do see some sort of weird leadership, so I was thinking
We
of
know they
using
have a
locate
wizard,
object.
and
Yeah.
we know they have a wizard or a priest leading everybody else. Now the rest of them are probably warriors, probably either with bows or spears. I'm assuming. I think the only caster is the one with the spear.
So this is like a
Okay.
top-down view.
Right.
So that's that S-bend. And
Okay.
then you've got the fire in the center, the bronze griffin astride it, supplicants all around it, the priest like at the 3 o'clock position, behind him a guy on drums. All around the outside of like the cavern that you could see, like rough looking huts that, apparently living areas.
Right.
There was no additional entrances or exits.
Not that he saw.
And the horse butterfly thing is the griffin?
The
Yes.
thing in the very center is the fire and the griffin.
I drew it quickly and roughly. But it is a winged.
Basically says everything you told us. There's the people
Yep.
kneeling down, the priest, the drummer, the huts, the fire,
Okay.
and the horse. It's all makes sense.
Well, I'm going to cast locate object And my criteria will be items with magical power that I am unaware of. So this should rule out everything the party is carrying, and then it should ping anything, whatever single nearest magical object is in that cavern.
So the spell's first sentence actually prohibits that use. It must be an object you are familiar to you.
Ah, okay.
So you have
All
to
good.
name a specific object that you are
Yeah,
familiar
yeah.
with.
Yep. Then I won't do that, because I would know I can't do that.
Right.
But would you know that you know that you know that you can't do that?
Anyway,
It is in
so-
universe knowledge.
then enhance ability, Eagle Splendor Charisma on Giuseppe.
Okay.
So advantage on Charisma checks, Giuseppe.
All right.
And then, do I have... No, I don't have anything to help you with the sneaking.
All right. Now I have to figure out a way to sneak up past these guys to the close enough to the shrine. Right?
How long is that second, or I guess third part of the S leading up to the tunnel?
About 15
Or
feet.
leading up? Okay.
And I don't know if I can. Is there a way for me to sneak between hut to hut to get to?
So you
Into
didn't
a
go
room.
forward to look into like the direct left and right. So you saw the huts along the back, right from like that cone of vision you would have had.
Right.
But you don't know if they go all the way around or if they're just in like the back arc area.
All right. Well, with this plan, I'm gonna sneak forward and. You know what? Wait. Before we do that, can I take some healing potions? I don't want to just fall dead from the first attack. I should have done this a while
Yeah.
back. But I'm gonna.
Go ahead and chug. We got plenty of them.
Yeah, I got. Yeah. I'm doing some out of my own supply.
Then my other thought is you have a crossbow?
Short bow.
Okay, here, take my crossbow. And take a ball bearing with light cast on it. And wrap the ball bearing in a small piece of cloth so it's obscured. That's some shit rolls.
I know, right? Good God, tonight is just.
Fucking take 3 more, I guess. I mean, we got plenty. Don't
Fucking
even worry
hell.
about it. And we have oodles of fucking gold to buy more, so. Next time we're in town, we'll just buy 100. Main thing we need is a
Oh my
bag of fucking
God.
holding.
Oh my God. That's enough, though. I think. Let me think. I'll give me.
But anyway, what I was thinking, light cantrip on a ball bearing. Wrap the ball bearing in some cloth, like loosely. So that way it's not lit up when you're walking around the corner. Use a crossbow. Shoot the ball bearing into the room. That way, give you a few moments of them all looking at the ball bearing, trying to figure out what the fuck it is. That you can get over to the statue when they're not looking at the, they're not looking in any general direction. They're all hopefully going to focus on one direction.
Turns out they read Tarquin's book about thrown objects.
Well, that's the idea of wrapping it with loosely with fabric. It won't light up until it's moving through the air at a good speed.
Okay.
Right. The thing about genre savviness, though, is wherever you hear the impact, look in a different direction.
They're
Yeah,
fish
but these
people.
are fish
I know,
people,
I know.
though. We're hoping that they don't have intelligence high enough to do that.
We're hoping they're not genre savvy.
Yeah, we're hoping they're stupid monsters and not actually smart creatures that we're about to slaughter. But we're eating good tonight, though. All right, you ready?
Go for it.
Under. I guess I'm gonna sneak forward under with the crossbow and shoot the covered
Okay,
marble with all the stuff on it.
sure. Well, give me a stealth check as you go around that bend. All right, yeah, you sneak around that bend. You're just taking the shot like right across the top of the fire into the back room.
Yeah. See if I can draw into one of the corners. See if I can draw herb areas. So, first of all, what's the layout look like before I shoot? Is it still the same, or can I move closer to get a better view of everything?
You could move closer to get a more broad view. Like to actually see like what's immediately to the left and right of the entrance and what's around like the left and right extremes you couldn't see before. As you sneak forward, you can see that those huts basically are all lining the entire like perimeter of this chamber. And you think that it also would be possible for you to like hop from like back of hut to back of hut, helping maintain cover.
All right, yeah, let's do that then. I'm gonna fire as a distraction, and then I'm gonna move in the opposite direction towards the first hut.
So, if I understand correctly, so you're shooting off to the left, then moving to the right to get behind the priest.
Yes, behind the huts. Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you line your shot. There's just playing. No one notices. The ball bearing hits the far back. The cover comes off. The light begins to shine. You see the fishy priest point to it and starts yelling in his language. Several of the supplicants go running off towards it. The rest remain bowing and scraping.
All right, I'm gonna move quickly and quietly.
Need another stealth check then as you begin moving quickly and quietly around the outside perimeter. Because of the distraction, you do have advantage. Yeah. And you're hopping from like back of hut to the back of huts. All the huts seem to just be made roughly out of like bones stitched together with sinew and like skin strapped between them. Very basic. And yeah, you're currently, on the far side of the hut. Like if you were to go around the side of this hut, you'd have like a clear shot at the back of the guy hitting the drums.
All right, can I get up to the? Can I get up to the guy? Oh no, I don't want to kill him yet. I want to move around to where I can get to around behind the drum guy. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's where you are, behind the hut, so you're completely out of sight, no risk of immediate discovery.
Cool.
Is there anything else, or the rest of the party doing stuff?
I'm trying to get to where. Can I get?
Herbert and I would probably move through both parts of the S until we're just in the broken line of sight part.
Okay, yeah.
So we wouldn't enter into that 15-foot. We'd stay around the S.
Right, you're still in the dark part. You're just looking at the light projected on the south wall.
All right, going back over the plan. I am to get close to the idol and start talking gibberish to give them enough time to. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're going with scare tactic. You're speaking Celestial, which is a language they wouldn't know, from their apparent idol, and hopes to literally freak them the fuck out.
All right.
And-
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get close. Can I get? How close can I get to the idol?
Without being detected?
Yes.
Let's see. So this is, you're currently about 30 feet. They're in a ring about 10 feet away from it. You could probably, like, if you were to sneak up almost right behind the drummer guy, you would be about 15, 20 feet from the idol. That's about as close as you could get without detection. The problem is, once you get past the hut, there's no cover and it's bright light.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna stay where I'm at for the moment. Let's see if I got a skill that can help me.
Yeah. You know, the only reason you can get that close is because everyone's looking at the idol, so no one will see you.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy?
I don't know if I have that spell.
If not, then you can just do the tried and true throw your voice.
I mean, I can
Poor man's
try that.
thaumaturgy.
I can try to throw my voice. What skill is that? Performance?
Yes, that would be
advantage on-
performance.
I have advantage on charisma skills.
That's why I gave it to you.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes, that is what I'm doing. Fuck.
Okay, and what do you say?
Something that will shock them into. I don't want to rage and get them angry. Okay, all right. I know what I'm going to say. I am going to say, can somebody bring me some ice? I'm a bit warm.
All right, you're saying that in Celestial? Okay. Yeah, so you say it in Celestial. It sounds like it's coming from this graven griffin. The drums stop. They're all looking at this griffin with like looks of like shock and horror. And that's when they begin screaming. And you realize it's screams of panic. You can see the older guy trying to like corral them. So you can see that old. I think I keep getting cut off. So you see the older guy trying to like corral them, like trying to jostle them. He's still yelling at them in his fishy language. But the rest of those guys, they're like booking it right for their huts. You hear what sounds like rummaging and like you see some stuff kind of spill out of a doorway as you realize that they're trying to barricade themselves inside their huts. After about like 30 seconds to a minute, there's just the older fish guy out there still like yelling at the top of his lungs in that fishy language. But the other room is otherwise silent. So what do you guys do now?
But I'll laugh anyway.
How far away? Like, okay, I'm just gonna peek around the corner while he's trying to scream at all of them. Can I see him?
A running lead.
He would be
Alright,
about
how-
45 feet from you. Because he's towards. Well, okay, no, he'd be less. Yeah, about 45 feet, depending on where he's around the fire. Because he's kind of now walking around in like a circle about 10 feet from the center. The center of the room where the fire and the Graven Griffin is 45 feet from you. So he's orbiting that point at about 10 feet. So his
Nice.
distances from you is varying 35 to 55 feet, depending where
Okay.
in that circle he is.
When he is at, so let's assume the Griffin is the center of the clock.
Yeah.
The huts are 12 o'clock,
Okay,
or that the far wall is 12 o'clock.
sure.
When he's at the 3 o'clock position,
Okay, yeah.
I would like to cast Sacred Flame on him.
Okay.
A little nudge to go home. I like it.
It's dexterity, yes.
Dex save, yep.
All right. So he tries to
He
dodge.
fails.
Yeah, he's caught unawares, hence the disadvantage.
All right. 10
Okay.
radiant to him as he
Yeah,
catches
as he
radiant
takes fire,
from him
And
cursing
he
the
starts
gods.
looking around.
Mhm.
And I need you to make a stealth check.
All right.
Because you were poking around that corner.
Yep, to be able to get line of sight for the.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. He's gonna see you and start thinking of coming out of the house. We want to burn him up.
Yeah. He points his staff at you, yelling and gesturing, gesticulating wildly. Giuseppe, there's not a peep from the huts. But you guys do need to roll initiative.
He's seen me with a 15.
Yes. He's passing his
Aw.
19.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a good thing Giuseppe, had the distraction and all that. All right, Giuseppe.
All right, which ones are noticed us?
It looks and sounds just like the old guy, the old Kotoa priest, who's gesticulating from your position to the left, to the south, at Grim. You are apparently still hidden.
Yeah, I know.
All of the other fishmen have leapt into their huts and have barricaded the entrances.
I'm gonna fire from at the priest
Okay.
from a distance because he can't see me, so I have advantage.
Indeed, you do.
That ain't right.
You only rolled 1d20 and then kept the higher one. Just roll another d20 because you already hit him. It's just a matter of if you crit. No, you didn't crit,
I ain't right.
but you did hit him.
Oh my lord!
Wow. Yeah, that seems to hurt him. Blood hitting the ground. You can hear the sizzling as some of it splashes into the bonfire. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's it. I was trying to kill because nobody else saw him. So if he dies, they still don't know I'm here. He's the only one that knows I'm here, and he just now figured it out.
Yeah. But he knows you're here now. Anything else?
For now.
everybody else attacks. And, yeah, your turn. I'm done.
Okay. Grim?
All right.
Wait. Hang on a second.
Hmm?
I get 2 attacks, right?
You do. Sharpo you can make 2 attacks with.
You don't have advantage on this one though, because he does know you're here now.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have advantage, but I do.
Yeah, but 6 to 11 more damage.
Oh
You
my
crit him.
god!
7 to 17 more damage.
He is having a bad day, I think.
9 more damage.
All right, yeah, he's looking hurt. Anything
And I'm
else?
done now. Yeah, no, now I'm done.
Okay. Grim? Sure, like the
Well-
southern tip of that S-bend.
Mhm. Yeah. I will. Guiding bolt. Upcast.
To what?
3rd.
Okay. A road hit. That hits him.
Bolts, 1 per spell levels. Yeah, 21 radiant.
All right. Yeah, that bloodies him.
All right, that's it for me. I will duck back around the corner after that, though.
Okay.
And he is glowing now.
He is glowing. Hebron.
Distance?
Let's see. So you would have 5 feet to get to where Grim just was, because he pulled back, and then it would be 45 feet to him, so 50 feet of total movement to get to the enemy.
Have we had a short rest?
You have not taken a short rest, no. I believe you just had Giuseppe chug some healing potions.
Okay.
I mean, we took one after the fire blast, but we hadn't been in combat. You hadn't used abilities.
We have not taken a short rest since the gelatinous cube.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what do you do, Hebron?
Dash around the corner into melee with the guy.
Oh, all right, yeah. So you just beat feet, running all the way up into melee with him. He looks disconcerted at this. Anything else?
Bum, ba, da, bum, bum. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. The priest. He does not like you being this close. So
That is kind of the idea.
Yeah. So he turns to face the idol, spreads his arms wide, and utters a word that is not in the fish tongue. Urushan is what he says.
What is Urushan?
You're not sure, but you also notice that graven griffin is moving.
What?
He then gestures at you, Hebron, and utters some more words in his fishy tongue. Then he points towards Giuseppe and utters more words. When he utters those words at you, Giuseppe, a spectral trident forms like right above you and begins stabbing down at you. Does a 10 hit you?
No.
All right, the spiritual trident missed. But that is all you can do on his turn. Giuseppe.
That is unfortunate. How far is he from me?
He hasn't moved. He would only be like 30 feet from you. Or no, sorry, he's at the 3 o'clock position. He'd be like 15 feet from you.
Oh, well, I'm gonna move 5 feet forward and give him a gentle smack.
Okay.
I'm fixing to whip him.
Yeah.
Into shape.
Oh, okay. Training montage begins. Just one hit.
He's still in melee with Hebron, right?
Correct.
25 points of radiant and slashing damage.
God damn. All right, yeah, he's looking pretty rough. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Grim.
All right. Oh, I peek back around the corner. Well, what do I see?
So you see that Hebron has ran into melee with this priest. You also notice that the Graven Griffin is moving slightly, as if it's a living creature.
Yeah,
It does not seem to be being burned by the fire that it's sitting astride.
Interesting.
I think the priest did it.
Well, might as well introduce myself.
So you're walking forward and trying to talk to it?
In a manner of
I
speaking.
think we're past dialogue being an option.
It's never too late for diplomacy.
As long as it's the name of your sword.
That is in fact the name.
All right. So yeah, I'll just walk forward my 30 feet, so go back around the corner up the 25 or whatever I can make it.
Okay, yep. That would put you 20 feet from the priest and the griffin.
All right. Then I will cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
And then I will action dodge.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. The Graven Griffin leaps at you, Hebron, and moves to shred. So it tries once with its beak and then its claws. I'm guessing the beak got you?
Yes.
As it critically bites you for 13 points of piercing damage.
That is some damage. I riposte the 10.
Okay. As you critically hit it back.
Damn. Don't beat the hell out of each other. Y'all taking it
Hebron's-
quite serious.
Hebron's perfect parry.
Got to put in like a little TM above that. Holy
Hot
shit.
damn.
As you
Look at the fucking mirroring of that.
right? Yeah, that is some spicy damage. As you just bang right on the brazen griffin, cracks kind of like spread down its face and its back. You're pretty sure you just bloodied this guy. Anything else?
No. That was a reaction under.
Okay. Ah, yes. Sorry. It's because your turn's right after him, and that's it for his turn. So now it's your turn.
Ah, okay.
That's why I was confused.
Well, in that case, the priest is still near me.
Still in melee.
How fucked up is he?
Pass bloodied.
All right, first swing against him.
Rolled a hit. Miss.
And then a follow-up thrust against him.
That one hits.
And I think we'll put trip attack on that. Uh, 17 points of damage. Is he dead?
No, but he is near death. Sorry, I was just figuring out because it's close.
Oh, okay.
And
strength save.
strength save. Okay.
Yeah, he stays standing.
Okay.
Gotta get stabbed into his fucking fish gut, though.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else?
Second wind.
Okay. Good choice. Let's see. Priest turn. Oh, he's going to start doing the Ooga Booga and cast a spell. As little, like, floating ethereal fish begin whipping around him. As you recognize this as the fishy version of Spirit Guardians.
Quick question. Was the Griffin's bite magical?
No.
Okay.
He is then going to just move around you, Hebron, just get on the opposite side of you, to put Grim at like that 15-foot edge that he's now inside the Spirit Guardians as well.
Of course.
Yeah. Because he's a dick like that. So, to be clear, all three of you are in it, because Giuseppe is also 15 feet away. Or no, he's 10 feet, because he moved closer to hit him with the whip, so he's even deeper in. Okay. He does that. Bonus action, the Spirit Trident tries to hit Giuseppe. Does a 14 hit Giuseppe? I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Well, that's it for him. Giuseppe, you start your turns inside his Spirit Guardians. I need you to
Ow.
make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, shit.
You fail
Yeah.
and take 14 points of necrotic damage.
Ow. Ow.
Yeah. Spirit Guardians is kind of a bitch like that. If you're still up, though, you do get to take your turn. Like, the only effect is that you take damage at the start of your turn, and it's half speed while inside of it.
Yeah.
You're hitting him with your whip again. You're hitting him with the whip again, I'm guessing?
Yes. I don't
2
even
hits.
have to move. I'm just hitting each one.
Yep.
Gilbert's still in melee with him?
He is.
Other than the loss of maximum HP, I'm at full health.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. So you
Radiant and slashing. Piercing. Slashing, yes.
so you hit him that first time, and he looks like he's like wavering on the edge. He's hit him that second time, and yeah, he just lets out a fishy warble as he falls to the ground. The translucent fish stop whipping around you. He looks to be very dead. The griffin is still moving, though. Anything else?
I want to move away from the big griffin. How far am I from the griffin?
You are currently 20 feet from the griffin. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I keep forgetting you moved forward. You're 15 feet from the griffin.
All right.
What do?
I'm gonna back up away from the horse, back around towards the party to regroup.
Oh, okay. So you're just moving like clockwise around the room towards Grim.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys should get right up next to Grim if you wanted to.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm in my turn because I'm out of movement and everything.
Sure. Grim?
Just the griffin up.
Yes.
Okay. We'll just walk up into melee with it.
Okay.
Basically just getting in its face to say hello.
It seems to be ignoring you.
That's rude. Okay. Then no, I want to attack. I'll just stand there in its way, or action dodge.
Okay. All right. Well, on its turn, it's going to continue trying to shred Hebron. Seems to be completely ignoring you, Grim. I think it missed both times.
Miss repulsed.
Mm-hmm. Miss. And I think that's it for it. Hebron.
We'll go with a we'll go with a thrust and pommel strike onto its ass. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, well, rolled hit. Two hits.
A little bit on the thrust, but damn, good pommel strike with this thing.
Yeah, it is like severely cracked. You can hear like the bronze plates sort of like squeaking against each other. It's not looking good.
Shield bash.
What's that do?
I'm just shoving it, preferably prone.
Okay. It is a large creature. Yeah, it's still just so damn heavy and big. It's still made out of bronze, even though it's all cracked up.
That's all I got.
All right.
Actually,
Oh,
I step away.
well, it's going to take its attack of opportunity against you. Tries to rake you with its claws. It
No,
misses.
riposte.
All right. So yeah, it strikes out at you. You just riposte it, hitting it like right in the forehead. The whole body just kind of shatters and falls to the ground in pieces. As it does so, a large bonfire goes out. And you can see glowing still like the tip of the bonfire, like almost as like red hot as the coals, a like miniature statue of a griffin.
Oh yeah, we'll pick that up.
So you just walk over and pick it up.
Yeah.
All right, it burns the crap out of your hands. You take 3 points of fire damage as you will either need to make a con save or drop it. It is literally red hot.
I drop it, and I'm going to be getting that alchemy jug full of water to cool it down.
You guys didn't hear the description, right? Where it was hot as the coals? Or red hot, like it was glowing like coals?
Yeah.
Okay. My mic's been going out, so I just wanted to double check.
No, I think just at some point in that process, my brain registered, it's red hot like coals. Okay. And just,
That's a pretty color for it.
risk acknowledged.
Yes.
Ignoring risk. What?
Well, we've all done that before. Anyway, yes, you grab the alchemy jug. I don't think you've used it this day yet.
I have not.
So what are you spraying it with?
Water.
Fresh or salt?
Fresh.
Okay. You hose it down. There's a sound as like it just cools rapidly. And then on the ground there is this bronze griffin.
Oh yeah, we'll pick that up.
Yeah, it's like 3 inches tall. You could fit it in a pocket if you needed to.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should probably leave before everybody comes out of their huts.
I cast walking pace out of the room.
Okay.
The fish person, spiritual leader, the cleric we just fought.
Uh-huh.
He had a staff of some sort.
He did.
All right, I grab that.
Uh-huh.
What's the ground made of in here?
Like a it's like a stone cave floor. There's a little bit of like silt and stuff, but that's more like dirt that's been tracked in.
Okay, yeah, then I don't worry about doing the second thing. I just take his staff and leave.
Okay. It's just a quarterstaff.
Yep.
Looks like it's been carved, but crudely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you guys retreat. Going back around that S-bend and eventually finding your way to the room with the water. As far as you can see, there's no pursuit. You don't hear anything coming from that direction.
You know identify, yeah?
For today.
Cool. Can you identify this when we get to the surface?
Sure.
Is what I think this is. This might actually be quite handy.
Yeah, it's one of the wondrous animal thingies. Forget what they're called, but the little statues of animals that do different things depending on what animal they are.
So you guys are going back through the underground tunnel?
Yeah, go for a swim, resurface, and then was there another direction or was this
So the cave just runs east to west. And about midway down, there's that hole in the ceiling of the cave, which leads into the floor of one of the rooms in the dungeon. Or at the very end is like ends at a room in the dungeon. But the cave
And that's where
itself
we
is
came in.
linear. You came in at the far end, where it ends at a room. Midway down, you saw the hole in the ceiling where you originally found this cave. When you came into the
Yeah.
dungeon, there was that room where you fought these guys.
Mhm.
Briefly, before they ran off at the site of magic.
I'll be back momentarily. I gotta use the restroom.
So yeah, let's go back into that room, make our way back up into the
So,
dungeon proper.
clarify, are you trying to go up through the hole in the floor or going
Mm-mm.
all the way to the end?
All the way to the end.
Okay. Yeah, so you go all the way to the end. It's like, 120 feet. Yeah, if you turn left and head north, you would immediately go to a T intersection. In front of you, the 5-foot wide hall continues to the north. You know it ends in the treasure room. To your left, heading west, is a 10-foot wide hall. Goes 40 feet to a pair of open wooden doors, and then leads to that room where you fought the fisherman the first time.
All right.
The only really thing of note is that in the ceiling is a copper pipe that runs both east, like along the ceiling, and north along the ceiling. Though when it goes north, it only goes 15 feet before it then turns and like heads through a hole in the wall, disappearing from sight.
We haven't followed that.
You have not followed that, but it goes through a
Okay.
wall, so it's a bit difficult. It's tricky.
And that so as of right now, there's no open nodes. There's no ways we haven't gone or know the
There are
end
several
of.
ways you have not gone.
Okay, let's start heading towards one of those, whatever is
Okay.
nearest.
So you would recall, or you might not, but your character would recall, that if you head west through those open double wooden doors is a room 30 feet east to west, 20 feet north to south. On the north wall, in like the eastern corner of it, is a 5-foot wide hall leading north that you have not gone down yet. Also, through the west is a pair of iron doors that are also open. 10-foot wide hall that goes across 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet to the stairs that lead up and out. But halfway to those stairs, out of this first room with a hole in the floor, is another 10-foot wide hall heading north that you also have not explored.
All right. Let's go to that room with, I think you said north and west hallways.
So you're currently at the T intersection with the 5-foot wide hall going north with the copper that runs 15 feet, turns left, or the hallway that runs to the west that leads to that room with the hole. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
North is the way we have not gone, that 5-foot hall.
Right.
Of those two.
Let me sketch this out real quick. I think people are getting lost from the directions.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. It happens.
I'm a
I just-
visual learner.
I don't have.
Yeah. Yep, nope, you're good, you're good.
Now, bear in mind this is a sketch, so it might not be entirely to scale.
Mhm.
All right, feast your eyes on this.
All right.
So that dotted line, that's the copper along the ceiling.
Okay. And the farthest west is the stairs to the surface.
Yes.
All right. So then, yeah, the 5-foot hall to the north. We'll
Okay.
work furthest from exit back to exit.
Sure. All right, so you go back to that big room. Like you said, it's 30 feet to east to west, 20 feet north to south. There's no door heading up that 5-foot wide hall. I shouldn't have drawn one there. I just messed up. And as you're standing at the corner there, you can see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. So you can see, you have dark vision, right?
I am a health.
So it goes 40 feet north before widening out into a larger room. You can also see that before it begins to widen out, about 35 feet down, on both left and right are closed wooden doors.
Okay, so at the very end, right before it widens out, there's doors.
Correct. Sorry, not 5 feet, 10 feet short. 30 feet from you.
Okay. Let's head down there.
Okay. Yeah, as you're getting closer and closer, you can see that the hall that you're going down doesn't just widen out to the room, but looks to be widening out to a large room in that if you were to keep walking forward, you'd come out onto a balcony overlooking this room. But there's like a big tall ceiling, and like you'd come out 5 feet and then there's like a drop down. On the far end of the room, you can see another balcony. It looks like it like wraps around the room, and a hall leading north.
All right. Let's check these doors out real quick.
Okay. So yeah, there's 2 closed wooden doors, one to your left, to the west, one to your right. Which way do you go?
Let's go right.
Okay. You're just opening the door?
Sure.
All right. You open the door, which after a small, like 5-foot atrium, looks to go to a 10-foot by 10-foot room with stone benches along the perimeter, and each bench spaced about 3 feet apart has a hole carved in it.
Pit.
I did not understand you.
Shit pit.
Very much so. This is very much a latrine.
All right.
You can even see this old, decrepit-looking sponge on the floor in the corner.
Ah, a Roman variant.
Yep, the communal sponge.
All right, yeah. Well, we'll take a look around. See if there's anything interesting. Hold my breath, stick my head in the holes.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
All right. And when I do stick my head in the holes, I do have a ball bearing with a light cantrip on, just in case there's anything sparkly down there that wouldn't show up on dark vision.
Fair enough. All right, yeah. So you poke your head in, even like up to the holes. You do notice a couple of things. One, there really isn't much of a smell, and two, when you look down there, though you can see that the cesspit underneath it is stained as if it used to contain materials. It appears to be bone dry at the moment.
Well, at least they were sanitary. Like, bone dry, it was cleaned out, or it is just there is no moisture down there anymore?
Bone dry, like this is a cesspit that has not been used in a very long time, and the
Okay, so
material
there's-
has naturally effused away.
Degraded, dried out, and disappeared. So there's like, a degrading water line down the very bottom as it dried out.
Well, you would expect more of that, given the cave and the water there. It's probably right at that water table.
Mm.
Like just enough to get stuff away, but not so much that the rock is still not being able to be used as a filter. So you don't contaminate everything around you.
Understandable. All right. Nothing sparkly though.
You don't see anything sparkly.
All right. Across the hall.
Okay. You open the door?
Yep.
All right. So you open the door, revealing a 5-foot wide hall. It goes 10 feet before opening up to a larger room to the left. The room is only 15 feet across, and on the far side, you can see another 5-foot wide hall before it intersects with the 10-foot wide hall on the other side heading north-south. And the far end of that, you can see a closed wooden door.
Check out the 15 by 15 real quick.
Okay, so you walk forward. As you get to this first 15 by 15, you can see that to the south, in the middle of the wall, is a closed iron door. And also in this room are 4 statues. 2, the ones on the east side, have appear to be statues of a humanoid figure in robes, and have a large, what looks to be sapphire set into their foreheads. The statues on the west wall look to have been of similar design, though they appear to have been damaged. And you can actually see very clearly where there was a divot in the forehead that used to have a gem, but is currently no gem present.
Detect magic.
Okay. You pop detect magic. So detect magic, I think this is the first time you guys have popped this in this dungeon, at least in this part of it.
I think so, yeah.
And you realize that there is a shift in the background magic of this dungeon at around this point. There's a very clear demarcation of, in this area, if you on one side of this line is there is background magic, on the other side there is not. The 2 statues, though themselves are not magical, are within that on the other side of that line that is magical. The defaced statues are not.
Interesting.
Of this, I might be able to show you graphically. Give me a second. So, sorry, I had to be very careful with how I was clipping things.
Nope, you're all good.
So, you're currently in room 4 with the 4 statues, and that yellow area has very clearly got some magic going on in it. But it does actually have a school. It is a conjuration.
Okay. So hey, Burger.
Hello.
Hey, you made it.
Indubitably.
All right. Um. Hmm. I'm gonna go back to that. So back east and then south, so that I'm inside that 40-foot hallway.
Uh huh.
And
So
start
sorry, the 40-foot hallway. Okay, yeah.
the one that's
Gotcha.
going
Yeah,
north south. That yep.
Uh-huh.
And given the fact that I could clearly see that aura, probably like it had a bit of a radius to it.
Yeah.
In that 40-foot hallway, I'm going to start looking for secrets and hidden things, although I have nothing to help with that, so just a regular investigation check.
Then go ahead and make your investigation check.
I believe I'm proficient. I am proficient if you'd like help.
What's your mod?
Investigation modifiers +4.
Okay, so you helping me with a +1 would be better than me doing it, or you doing it, because I don't have a proficiency.
You want me to do it?
No, you helping me is better, because I only have a +1.
Gotcha. Alright. I don't think my assistance helped in that endeavor.
I do not believe it did.
You do not find anything.
Hey, Giuseppe,
Yes,
you're a thief.
I resent that.
I thought you resembled that.
Semantics. What do you need?
I think there's a secret door around here, but I'm not having any luck deducing where it is.
Let me look
I
for
mean-
it then.
I mean, we have plenty of gizmos, gadgets, and doohickeys if you'd like to just rip the place apart and look for it. Or at least I do.
I'll look for it. What is it? Investigation check?
Yes. Searching for a secret door is an investigation check.
The modifier's not as good as your. Oh, yeah.
You do not find any secret doors.
Nothing here.
Wait, you have proficiency in investigation?
Yes.
Well, that's good to know for future use.
Yes, I have proficiency in investigation, in insight, persuasion.
All right. Well, I guess I'll. Well, that took some time searching this, so I'll recast Detect Magic.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna start walking around, trying to figure out where that radius all is in this area. Like everywhere I see that clean line of it dividing.
Okay.
Basically, I'm trying to figure out where the center of it is.
Sure. Give me a second. I can probably give you a map.
Hmm.
Now that you've revealed this part, showing you bits of the map actually won't accidentally reveal things.
Honestly, a giant yellow circle. I don't think any of us would have thought anything of it.
Well, perhaps I think you're more like me, where absolutely you would have keyed in on that.
Like, oh, they just wanted to be fancy and make some weird colors on the map.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
We found a magic circle. We're trying to find
What?
the center of the magic circle.
What?
So if you look at 2220 or 1020, Underdark's most recent
Yeah,
message.
where do we find this?
I cast Detect Magic in a room with some statues that had sapphires in their forehead, and it showed this really clean magical aura like line. And so now we're seeing if we can figure out where the fuck the center is. So now I'm walking around with Detect Magic up, trying to figure out where the circle actually encompasses
Okay.
to deduce better where the center is. And we bonked on the well, I mean, Giuseppe did get a 17 on that 40-foot hallway, and 6 is a shit pit that didn't have anything in it.
Underdark, I really do appreciate the fact that you always make certain that every lived in space has a bathroom somewhere?
Well, yeah, it's one of my chief complaints when you play like a lot of RPGs and like computers and stuff. There's no facilities for like actually living here. So yeah, I try to make sure to fix that.
My immersion has been increased.
I was hoping somebody would say that about Greshmark.
Okay, so you walk around a little bit. Hang on. Okay. I think this should be a reasonable thing to show you. So when you walk around a bit with detect magic, this is what you're seeing in terms of that magical area.
Okay. So I wasn't far off with my guess, but now Gilbert's here, and he's the intelligent investigator of the party.
Also, I do need a con save from everybody.
Okay.
Just 1D, River. Just 1D.
It- I'll get it eventually. Third time's the charm, right?
Yep, Mister.
What?
Con save.
Oh shit.
I've had either too much alcohol and not enough coffee or the other way around today. And a total of like 20 chips for my food.
Enough alcohol and too much coffee? Sounds
But
like a
most
good
of you are
time.
fine, though. Giuseppe, you failed. What is
Yeah.
your current maximum hit points?
51.
Okay. Well, it goes down by 5.
Shit.
So you're at 46 max.
That's not good.
All right. Well, Hebron. Hebron.
Mm-hmm.
I have deduced the magical aura is coming from this general vicinity. I was wondering if maybe you could find how the hell we get there.
Can I get some help and guidance?
Indeed.
I can offer help.
Worse than Giuseppe.
So you're just looking down that hallway for secret doors. If I understood that correctly, what you're attempting?
5-foot hall first and the 10-foot hall second.
Sure. Okay.
I'm sorry. I was eating a scorper. What?
So you check out that 5-foot wide hall in the middle of that yellow zone, and find no secrets or hidden things.
Well, we have the 10-foot hall that goes to the east, and then also check that hall that leads up to the treasure room. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I did just finish the rest of the map in terms of making it usable for this. Let me. There we go. A nice visual reference for everybody.
And this is in the same place as the fish, right?
The same dungeon, yeah. That water to the bottom left is what led to the fish.
Okie dokie.
So what do you guys do?
Ruffles? Or Mister?
What?
You've been more present for this than I've been. I had to step away for a while there. I'm not certain what we're doing.
Me neither. I just got back myself. I just stepped back from the bathroom myself. So, what are we looking at on this picture?
Well, so when you guys were in room 4, you'd walked your way there. And you saw there were some differences between the statues. The ones to the east were in better shape and had like a large sapphire embedded in each of their foreheads. The statues to the west were of similar design, but were clearly more beaten up, and you could see like a divot in the forehead where they used to have a gem, though no longer. Grim decided to cast Detect Magic and found that in that room there was a curved line in the floor where one side was magical, but there was like a general like background aura of magic. The other was not. The statues themselves were not magical. So Grim started looking about and tracing his steps back through the dungeon, found, as I displayed on this map, that yellow area is an area with a magical aura. You then searched several times through that middle hallway that runs like that hallway north-south between 4, 6, and 1, to see if you could find like a secret or hidden door, and you have not. Room
All right.
13 is that treasure room where you fought the gelatinous cube. The room 1 is that first room I've been describing with a hole in the floor that leads down to a cave. That cave runs east-west. On the west end has that pool of water that leads to the fish person base. The stairs to the west of 1 lead to the surface. That brown line represents the copper pipe in the ceiling.
And then the stairs at the west wall go up.
Correct. Those go to the surface, as I said.
Okay. And we've physically checked out 4 and 6.
Yeah, 6 was the latrine. There's a bit of a sponge left over if you want one.
No.
4 is the room that had the statues. There's a closed iron door to the south of room 4.
I'd like to check out the statues in that closed door then.
Okay. So the statues are of humanoid figures in robes. Each of the eastern ones have a large sapphire like embedded into the forehead. The western statues are of similar design, of a humanoid in a robe, though they look a bit like beat up. And there is very clearly a divot in each of the western one's forehead where a gem used to be, but is no longer. So what are you doing?
So the gem.
I think we need to replace the gem.
So the 2 missing gems we need to replace. You think?
Mm-hmm.
Where would you think they're at? Where the other magic is?
Possibly. There's a lot of places they could be, frankly.
Let's go looking.
There's not like a missing gem sitting in the room in a corner, is there?
Not that you saw when you looked in the corners, no.
Okay. Hmm. All right. In that case, there's nothing in that north corridor, is there? Just a collapse?
The north corridor. So you mean north of 4 and 6?
Yes.
So no, after about 5 feet, it opens up into a larger room. That looks to have like a lower section in the middle. Then on the far side, you can see like think like a balcony wrapping around the perimeter of the room. Another hallway that then leads to a collapse. But there's definitely
Okay.
a room between 4 and 6 and that collapse.
I'd like to check out that room then.
Okay. So you step forward into this room. It appears to be a large, almost not cavernous, but more like it has like a nice arched ceiling. There's a balcony that runs around the perimeter of the room. On the eastern wall, underneath the balcony, you can see a closed iron door. To the west is what looks to be a pair of iron doors. In the lower section, though they look to be like beaten and bulging into this room as if they were beaten heavily from the far side. Opposite on the balcony, you can clearly see a room being visible with like a collapsed wall.
Hmm. All right. I'd like to check the room for anything hidden.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
Can I get a help and guidance, guys?
For investigation, I can help.
Mr. Guidance?
I don't know. Can you? I can't guide you.
Oh. Ruffles, you here? $21.
Okay. So you don't find anything secret or hidden in this room. Just the door to the east, an iron door, a pair of doors to the west that are bulging into this room as if beaten heavily from the outside.
I don't know if undercut out for anybody else.
Oh, I cut out again.
Ye-
God damn it.
Yeah, you did.
I am going to switch to Vox tomorrow. Or as soon as we finish, whatever. As soon as I get a chance to play with the settings. So yeah, you search through this room. You don't find anything hidden or secreted away. Just that, to the north, it looks like there's a short hall that leads to a room with a collapse in it. To the east is a closed iron door. To the west is a pair of iron doors bulging into this room as if beaten heavily from the far side.
What did you lose? What happened?
I think Gilbert's just trying to decide what he's going to do. Either that or we've lost
That's-
everyone.
That sounds like a problem because Gilbert's the one who lost. There he is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot hear you.
Hold on, I'm getting you guys really garbled. One moment. Just someone keep talking.
Talk. Jibber jabber, jibber jabber, jibber jabber.
Chip chip jab, chip chip jab,
Jib jibber.
chip chip jab.
That probably doesn't help him.
No.
Making like short, staticky noises. Trying to figure out if he's having a problem.
That only matters if our goal is to help him.
I'm drunk, not helpful. I don't know what he
Actually-
wants from me.
All of that was pretty helpful, including the laughing and whatnot. Unfortunately, Mikhail's whole thing, did you try jiggling the cord, is literally what I have to do. But I have to jiggle it in the right way.
Oh yeah, that's
Sounds like you need a new connector.
What are you gonna do? Jiggle it the wrong way? That's not gonna help, you goof.
I could totally get a new one, but that would require me to, get a new one.
That'd be a whole trip to Best Buy, and it'd be like a
What? No, it's an Amazon order.
fair point, but that's like
But the
$20
thing
more
is,
expensive.
to do that, yeah, you have to go. You have to go to this place where they give you this green paper, and you have to do that over and over until you have enough money to buy the thing that you need to have. So it's just a nuisance.
All right. What were you saying, Under?
So, for the third time, you search the room and find nothing secret or hidden. To the east, a closed iron door. To the north, a short hall that leads to a collapsed room. Though you can't see the whole room, just the collapse on the far side of it. To the west, a pair of closed iron doors, bulging inward to this room, as if beaten heavily from the far side.
All right. And I believe the investigation check was, like there's nothing concealed behind that. Nothing weird.
In the room, no. Like if there's something concealed behind one of the doors, you don't know.
Okay.
Like the doors usually reveal more area, which might have stuff in it. An investigation check wouldn't tell you what's in them. Just that there's like no like secret compartments or evidence of secret doors and the like throughout the room.
Right. Just making doubly sure.
Yeah.
All right. We'll start with the door to the east.
Okay. So you walk up to the door. You're opening it?
East.
Okay. This reveals, when you open it, a 25-foot wide, 15-foot across pentagonal room. Sorry, hexagonal room. And you can see various bits of like wooden tables, glassware, various bits of like esoteric equipment, and scattered pieces of parchment that are just like all over the place. This looks if you've ever seen like a lab after like a hurricane blew through it or a tornado or something like that, it's kind of what this looks like, right? There's like crap everywhere. There's papers just scattered about. They all look old. There's like this glassware and other weird esoteric bits.
Oh no, Luddites have been here.
Well, they're not broken. It's more like it's been left to decay.
Oh no, Luddites took the people who maintained the place. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll start searching through here, looking at the papers and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, so you start pulling up all the papers, and as you begin looking at them, give me an Arcana check.
Yes, Arcana. The thing that I know.
Yes.
I am proficient if helping would be beneficial. Is this something
Very
I can
cool.
help with?
If he's willing to show you the stuff, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So as you're putting these together, you realize that they are, in fact, pages of what appear to be a spell book.
Oh. Whose?
Well,
Like what spells?
well, I was really hoping that that this part would tell me that, but no, instead it just says it's a spell book with spells.
Golly gee.
I'm gonna fucking strangle this author.
These spells are made out of spells.
So yes, there is in fact spells with spells in them. With a 19, you would be able to tell that while there are various different schools of magic, it appears to be spells of level 1 through 5, and appears to be fairly heavily biased towards conjuration magic.
Hmm.
I will get you a spell list eventually.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just kind of sit casually and sort the paper while you get that for us.
No, I mean continue on.
I know. It was a joke. That being said, I would like to take a short rest.
Okay. You want to take it in here?
Yeah. We'll take it in here. Hebron will just kind of relax while he sorts the spell book into its, organizing it, pages 1, 2, whatever.
Sure.
Anything happen for an hour?
No, nothing happens in this hour.
Alright, so now it's been an hour. What other spells? And like that, I was struck down for my hubris.
I'm sorry, did I say that rest was uneventful? I meant rocks fell and river got squished.
Uneventful except for the party member dragged away by dogs.
What? No, there's no dogs here. What? One of those random esoteric bits of equipment, that really expensive one that the party would have been able to sell for a lot of money, it explodes and kills River. Sorry, guys.
Damn, man, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's like a reverse Jack in the Box. It opens up, this little metal claw comes out, grabs River by the head, and just pulls his head off and into the box.
Ah, a classic.
Begins writing notes furiously.
But with that hour passing, you guys would finish a short rest. You would also have figured out that the various bits of like arcane esoterica in here, if you were to pile it all together, would be worth about 500 gold pieces to someone who was so magically inclined.
Wherever you want to carry that.
How heavy is it?
All told, about 50 pounds. It's mostly things like glassware, retorts and things like that.
50
Olympics.
pounds of my 20 that I can carry. Hebron, you seem to be underestimating the amount of shit I have just in case a very niche circumstances like needing to entrench a position happens.
How about the very niche circumstance of you needing to carry some shit?
Not a chance. That'd be ridiculous. I don't need to carry shit when I'm adventuring, especially not for raiding dungeons.
I'm sorry, you used too many words. Was that a yes or a no on carrying some shit?
I can carry 20 pounds of shit. Turns out having a portable ram, a sledgehammer, a pickaxe, several pickaxes actually, several shovels, and a tent is not great for a moderate strength character to have a lot of carry capacity.
Underdark, how many pounds of shit was that?
50.
Because I'm currently maxed out. Yo, mister, can you carry stuff?
I mean, how much stuff are we talking here?
50 pounds. 50 pounds of stuff.
Let me check and see if I have the carrying capacity.
I swear to God, you strength dumping bozo.
I'm a paladin. I can't dump strength.
Thank God.
I have 14 strength and a lot of shit.
I have a 13 strength and not a lot of shit. So what do you? I can carry 50 pounds. What is it?
50 pounds of magical doodahs. We can sell it down. I'll hang on to the spell book.
Oh, but you were asking about whose it was. You do find like a property of like tag on the like inside of the front cover when you find it laying underneath, some like random bit of broken glass.
Mm-hmm.
It says property of Urushan.
How do you spell that? Hey, that's the word that the fishman used to activate the griffin. Guys, I think there might be some stuff happening here.
If we were to put it in fancy terms, would you call it a coincidence?
Quite possibly.
Though, Mr. and Ruffles, you guys did hear that you guys did take a short rest just now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Been a minute since I think I heard Ruffles.
None of my stuff fills up on a short rest.
Message. Did you die? The question mark. And we'll see how long it takes him to respond.
All right. Are there any other doors in this room?
No, just the door you came in through.
All right. Back out and use the other door.
Okay. You back out and going into the large room and head over to the pair of beaten iron doors. And you begin to pull on them. I will need a strength athletics check as the doors have been beaten badly and actually do not swing freely on their hinges.
Surprising, probably
So,
nobody in a game of
you-
D&D, the door wins.
You walk to the doors, start pulling on them ineffectually. And on the far side, you hear what sounds like stone moving on stone. And then a loud bang as the whole doors vibrate, as if hit struck by something on the other side very heavily.
Yeah, I'm going to get to the side of the door.
Yeah, I'm going to need a deck save because those doors are coming down. All right, you nimbly step to the side. Bang! Another pound on the door. The doors crash to the floor. As carried into the room, almost like just like stoically surfing, it's like rubble just pours in. And you see the stone golem looking, at you guys. It then starts heading towards. And then, did I get cut off somewhere there?
I don't think so. A stone golem comes surfing in on the rubble for the destroyed doors.
Right.
The fucking Kool-Aid man.
Yeah. And then he starts moving towards Hebron. And you guys should roll initiative.
Arushu.
Initiative.
Initiative. All right, Giuseppe, what do you do?
Well, what can I see?
Well, you saw Hebron like pull on these iron doors. They didn't really move much, but then he heard bang and something pound on them. Bang, and pound on them again. The doors gave way, and like just stoically standing like perfectly at attention, this stone golem just surfed the rubble in as like bits of like broken masonry came into the room. It then turned towards Hebron and began advancing on him menacingly.
I had to give him a round of applause for that. That's some cool shit. But outside of that, I don't think I can let him do that. I'm going to try to smack him in the back.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Yeah, clearly, he's not allowed to be cooler than we are.
I definitely miss.
I got-
So
Yeah,
I
you
guess he is.
miss. It doesn't even like twitch as you crack your whip, and it just doesn't care. Anything else?
yeah, I'm good. That's it.
All right, River.
I will bonus. Actually, golems tend to be immune or resistant, if anything, to non-magical damage, right?
They often tend to be, yes.
All right. I will cast magic weapon on my bow as a bonus action, and I'm going to gamble with the safety of everyone in melee with this enemy and sharpshooter shot it.
There's no one in melee with it.
Ah, perfect.
Roll to hit.
Well, nobody yet.
The 19 hits.
No, that should be plus 17, so 24 magical piercing.
Okay, yeah, your arrow strikes true, digging deep into him and causing cracks to form.
All right.
Anything else?
Sicking the Drake on him is a bonus action, which got used by magic weapon, so that is it for now.
All right. The golem is first going to deploy this, and I need a wisdom saving throw from Giuseppe and Hebron. As it just sort of claps its hands together once.
A wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Yes, wisdom saving throw.
Damn.
You are
Shit.
both slowed. You can repeat the saves at the end of each of your turns. As it then advances up into melee with Hebron. This would leave your zone of control, Giuseppe, but you don't have any reactions as you're slowed. Hebron?
I slash it with my sword,
Roll
my
to hit.
magic sword.
Indeed.
His sword. His magic sword. The sword made out of magic.
Miss.
All right, end of my turn. Save.
Mm-hmm. At the end of your turn, you are no longer slow.
That's all I got.
Who's next? Giuseppe. So you are currently slow.
What can I do?
You're at half speed. You can only make one attack. You have no reactions.
Okay, I'm gonna make one attack.
You can take an action, though, if you have a non-attack action. It was just, if you're making that, you don't get multi-attack.
I mean, I don't have anything else I can do. I'm
Okay.
slow. I can't break the spell on myself yet. So,
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't giving you the impression that you were limited to only attacking.
oh no, yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah.
I just don't have anything else to do.
Okay. But you hit him regardless. As you advance back into melee with him.
No, I do it from a distance.
What? Your melee, the whip's melee. 10 feet.
Oh yeah, technically, yeah.
So yeah, you hit him. And is your
Radiant
whip
and-
magical?
No, it is not. But the 2d8 at the beginning is radiant.
Okay.
The rest of it is non-magical slashing.
Okay, the non-magical slashing has no effect, but the radiant does hurt him.
Okay, then we need magic weapons. Well then, okay. Oh, can I re-roll my wisdom save?
Yes, at the end of your turn, you get to reroll your wisdom save.
If you don't have access to Magic Mister, you could use the help action. I think that should give us advantage on our attack rolls.
And you are nope. And you are still slowed.
Still slowed.
All right, River.
I am gonna go gambling again. With the safety of myself and everyone around me, as is natural for me.
As you do.
Magic weapon actually makes +7, not +6. Not that would have helped. There were 2 on the die from last round. 22, 24.
2 hits.
I'm gonna have my Drake's reaction add a d6. I think it's a d6 still. Yeah, 1d6 acid damage. Then 41, 6 is acid, 35 is magical piercing. And that is 35 is magic piercing, not 31. Then I'm gonna have the Drake try and grapple it. Are we still level 5? Or we're level 6, right?
You should be at level 6, I think.
Alright, I don't think my Drake is is
This
size
is a
medium
large
yet.
construct.
I think my Drake turns into a size medium creature at level 7. So I don't think it's actually capable of grappling it.
Yeah, if it's more than 2 size categories away.
It is 2 size categories, exactly.
Yeah. Right, so it can't grapple.
Right.
Would you like to have it do
It's
something
not.
else?
Can it take the help action?
Sure, why not?
Alright, it is going to gnaw on the golem's ankles to help whoever's trying to melee it next then.
Okay, sure. Anything else?
The Drake is good at nothing if not annoying people, but that's it for me.
Okay. Golem. Doesn't clap its hands. Instead, it begins clapping on Hebron.
Try me, bitch.
Aren't you supposed to roll charisma for that?
2 hits, yes?
Yeah.
All right. That is not what I meant to do.
I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
Hebron would be
A
happy to
total
take
of
that 2
36
damage.
points of magical bludgeoning damage.
I am bloodied.
Mm-hmm. All right, your turn.
Help just applies advantage to the first one, right?
Correct.
First attack.
Hit.
Followed by the second attack and the action surge for 2 more.
Miss, hit. So 2 hits total.
All right, 2 trip attacks. (15 and 14), so I need a strength save on each of those. Holy shit, it fails the first hit and is tripped.
Okay, so that means roll 3 more d20s. Let's see if with advantage you would have gotten hits on those seconds or a crit.
So I think that's a hit, a miss.
And still a hit. So you would have gotten 1 more hit out of that.
Trip attack.
Yeah, Yeah, sure. I'm not going to roll it 'cause he's already on the ground, but you get the
Right,
damage
right.
die.
Really bully this nerd.
15, 14, 13
Okay, yeah. So
damages.
you trip him and just begin beating the crap out of this golem. Your magic sword, cleaving into him. You do notice that as you've bloodied him and cracked the stone edifice, you notice that sand, like actual like white beach sand, is just pouring out of him.
I step out
And
of its. Oh, sorry.
the attack hits you made after he was bloodied, which is why I believe that was just the second and third attack, do appear to be especially effective against him.
Neat. I'll provoke an attack of opportunity as I step away from him.
Okay. He takes a swing at you.
Disadvantage because he's prone.
Indeed. 13.
Miss.
Uh-huh.
Riposte.
Uh-huh.
Do we need magic weapons
Hit.
to hit this idiot?
Yes, master.
Basically, yeah.
8 more slashing from magical
All right.
sword.
Yeah, you hit him with your sword. Cracks up even more. Again, especially effective. Anything else?
No, that's all.
All right. Giuseppe?
All right then. I'm gonna go up to him, and I'm going because he's laying down. I'm gonna stop using my whip. I'm gonna draw my dagger and go up and stab him with my magical dagger.
All right. Rolled hit with advantage. You are still slowed. It's only the one attack, unfortunately. That hits.
$20 points of magical, radiant, and piercing.
Right. So you waddle up to this golem, and you just bring your dagger right down onto him as he's trying to get up, kind of like a turtle on its back. And your dagger hits him, and it is just especially effective. The golem just utterly crumbles under your blow. It falls into bits of stone and just a large quantity of sand. And as you're looking at it, you realize that the golem was hollow, unlike most stone golems. This was a cheap one. This was like Walmart golem here.
Oh wow!
You guys are out of
yeah,
initiative.
Walmart.
Still fucked Hebron up, bro.
For Walmart brand, my broken ribs are still pretty broken.
Yeah, well, even a hollow stone fist hits like a lot.
Yeah, it's instead of being a boulder it's just hitting me with a full cement block
Yeah.
used in construction.
Well, have you ever heard of a dead blow hammer?
I have not.
It is a type of hammer that is hollow and has sand on the inside so it doesn't bounce when you hit something.
That's cool.
So it's a dead blow.
Yeah, until it hits you in the
So
ribs.
It's still swinging a mass of sand at you, so it still hits as hard as a normal hammer.
Gilbert, in more familiar terms, there's not a big difference in the damage between a cart full of dynamite and a cart full of El Cheapo dynamite.
I know. I'm just saying, damn, for something that's El Cheapo, it still hits pretty hard. I'm gonna need a short rest.
I guess if it's El Cheapo, it would be Dinamite because cheap
Well, that's
brands
my
love
second
making it
win,
sound
but, yeah.
fancy.
I'll need a short rest, guys. Thunder, I'm taking a short rest.
Okay. Well, The hour passes uneventfully. You guys have completed a short rest.
Sorry, did we get one?
You did, yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's better. Where's Ruffles?
Phone call.
Okay.
So, they're sitting in this room, balcony wrapping around the top of the room. Along the northern wall, there's the collapsed room up there. To the south leads to the spicy hallway. To the east was the workshop. The west looks like it's full of rubble and collapsed.
No sign of a missing gem?
You've not seen one, no.
Alright, so checked out there and there. I guess we'll head down to the junction between 4 and 6, head west until we reach the door.
Okay, sure. So yeah, you head down that 5-foot wide hall, turn to the west, go through the open doorway, past the statue room with the door to the south, and continue west till you get to the 10-foot wide hall. To the south, you can see where the T intersection with where it goes to the stairs. To the north, however, because you haven't explored there before, you can see it looks like it goes about 20 feet to the north to a collapsed dead end. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a dead end. I was looking at the wrong one. It's actually got a turn there with another pair of closed iron doors facing west.
Okay, so the big northern hallway ends in closed iron doors.
Yeah, let me update the map real quick. I think I described that badly because I was looking at the wrong one.
You're all good. Some part of my brain is just not like wired up correctly right now.
Yeah, so here is the path you took from that room and where it ended.
Gotcha. I'll pop open the wood door, the small one though, right in front of me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you pop it open. And inside you can see that it's small, brief atrium and then a 10-foot across, 40-foot wide room, the northern end of which is collapsed and filled with rubble. The southern part of it looks to have been like a storage room. There are some overturned crates and barrels, all of them smashed. Bits of like torn up sack and the like all over the place. This room appears to have been ransacked. But it appears to have been like crates and barrels for like food storage.
Okay. I'll sift through here just to see if I find anything.
Okay, make a investigation check.
River?
I can help.
You do not find anything of interest.
Back out, head to the collapse, hook a left, go through the doors.
All right, you go to the doors. And as you pull on them, they appear to be locked.
Giuseppe, you got these tools?
Yep.
Get this open.
Huh?
Get this open.
Okay.
Eberron, where are your manners? You forgot to say please.
Well, I didn't do any good.
Yeah, like the lock's just slipping and turning. It is not playing along with you guys.
I guess I can try again.
You could, yeah. Well, that time, you guys hear it click. It sounds like the door is now unlocked. Oh, did you guys hear me? Okay.
Giuseppe. Do you want to go in first? Or do you want me to go in first?
You think there's going to be violence?
Probably.
You better go in first then.
Okay. Hebron goes in first.
All right, so you're opening the doors. Then they open towards you. You swing them open. You're about to enter when you come up short abruptly. As in front of you is this brick wall. But not of stone. These seem to be large blocks. Like the bricks seem to be like cut blocks of dull gray metal.
Lead. I cast Shield Slam into the lead wall. I'd like to slam it up high on the wall so that it, doesn't tip over on me.
Okay. Give me a strength athletics check then. All right, yeah, you slam into this wall, giving it all you want, like all you can feel, and the wall does not move. And as you pull back, you realize that the what you thought was lead must obviously not be, because it wasn't even dented by that.
Wait a second. I've got training in Smith's tools. What is this?
Give me a Smith's tools check then. I believe this would be like an intelligence with proficiency.
All right.
So yeah, you're testing this, and these blocks appear to be adamantine.
Appear to be.
Well, they pass all of your tests for coming up as adamantine, except that you can't find a way to like remove any of them. Like it's a wall. There's no mortar, but it's just like think like cinder block sized blocks of adamantine stacked up. It's really hard to move any of them to like do like for like a weighing or density check or anything. But it's nearly indestructible. You know, because it's adamantine.
Okay. All right, Under.
Mhm.
Here's what I'm going to do. I already have an adamantine ingot.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that, a hammer, and some of the other like little odds and end tools I have to try to like displace one of these bricks ever so slightly. You know, just kind of like wiggle it out.
Okay. So I think that would call for a sleight of hand check. Because these are hard to move. This is a difficult thing to do.
Can I get a guidance?
Is River still up? So I think he's the one who's
I am.
guidance.
I do not have guidance. I'm a ranger, not a druid.
Ah.
I am
Grim's the one
proficient
that
with
has.
sleight
Do you have enhanceability?
I do not have enhanceability. I don't think that's a
We can
ranger
assume
spell,
that.
is it?
You know what? We can assume Grim would give you guidance. He's on the phone. He would be able to say that otherwise.
Alrighty. River, you able to help me at all with this, or Giuseppe?
Is this something that help would a second pair of hands would benefit? Or
Oh yeah. He's got to be proficient
Alright.
with sleight of hand.
I am, as our party's discount rogue.
All right. So you managed to wiggle that like one of the blocks forward, back. You finally managed to ease it out as you realize that it's an adamantine block. So it's like about like 6 inches tall, about 10 inches wide. It's also about 6 inches deep. Solid adamantine, as far as you can tell. It weighs 800. It weighs like 800 pounds. So between you, so Hebron, River, what are your guys' carrying capacities? Like push, drag, lift. What's your push, drag, lifts?
480 is my max.
River?
420 is my max.
Oh, good. You do have a sum, because there's 2 of you working on this, that's more than the 800 pounds this block weighs, so you don't drop it on your feet. You're able to just set it down.
It's probably pretty close, because
It is.
I don't have a lot of my carry capacity left.
Well,
This
we could just...
This is basically like purely muscle. This is, it's going onto the floor. It weighs 800 pounds. It's more, how controlled is it? Do you have time to move your feet back so they don't get crushed?
As we stare awkwardly at the tips of our shoes, which just barely made it out from the edge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I alone can push my 2,400 something pound plane, then the two of us should be able to carry 800 pounds
Rolling is
long enough to
different
not
than
crush our toes.
vertically like lifting this thing. I don't think you could pick your plane up.
Maybe with a buddy. I am, after all, built wrong.
Under.
Uh-huh.
I just, I have to ask. If I have the equipment on hand, is adamantine something that is workable here?
No. You need special forges for that.
Okay.
That's why you generally have to take it to a smith, because you actually need like an actual forge. Portable shit doesn't work for it. No, it's hard to work it.
Okay.
Hey, how much adamantine did we need again? Because we were only dealing with the pirates in the mine, if I remember right.
There isn't. If this is all actually real adamantine, there is enough here to fucking plate my armor, my shield, my weapons.
What do we? How much do we know about the like density of adamantine compared to like steel?
It's higher. Adamantine probably has a density of close to tungsten.
So would an object this size at the density of adamantine be roughly the weight that this thing is?
Yes.
So would it be reasonable to assume this is like at least 90% pure adamantine? Give or take?
That is an assumption you could make, yes.
Alright. How wrong would we be if we did make that assumption?
Not terribly.
You know, I think I'm fine with that. Being not terribly wrong has gotten me pretty far so far.
But how do we break this down?
Simple, you don't.
Yeah.
We're
How
just
do
gonna need a
you get
couple
it out
people.
of here? There's a hole in the ground.
I mean, how big is it? Is it gonna fit through a doorway?
Oh yeah. This is a 6x6 by like 10 block of adamantine.
Is that in inches, feet, or
Inches.
meters? Okay. Uh. Do we have a bag of holding? Wait,
We have
800 pounds wouldn't be able to fit it. Never mind.
We have a diamond.
Well, what would a diamond help with?
Cutting it?
I don't think diamonds can cut tungsten.
They can. It would take a long time. Typically, you're not going to use diamonds for that. You would typically just use. You could cut tungsten with even hardened steel. It would just ruin the tool.
Well, I have the ability to smith. I'll just fix the tool.
I mean,
Wait.
if it helps.
Oh, sorry, what?
If it helps, I also have the ability to smith.
Okay, we got 2 smiths. We have hardened. We got steel. We've got an adamantine brick. Ingot.
It's not an ingot. It is a brick.
No, I mean I have an ingot.
You have an ingot and a brick.
Yeah, we just pulled a brick out of the wall, but I do have an individual ingot.
Oh, oh, very nice.
Under?
Yes.
Is it possible for us to work that ingot enough to get a finer edge on it? Not a fine edge, but a more fine edge than a 90-degree angle.
It would take some time, but yes. You could eventually work it down. I mean, adamantine isn't perfect like that. It's just really, really good.
Wait, how would a magic steel weapon handle against adamantine?
Well, it would still be about as effective as any other steel tool, except that your magic sword wouldn't get hurt by it because it's magic.
All right. So we'll get on using the magic sword I have to help work the ingot we have into a better shape. What's this?
Think about how adamantine would working adamantine ends up.
That is super cool. What exactly is going on here? I see one side is vibrating extremely rapidly. I'm
This is a friction weld.
Oh, that's fucking fascinating. Okay, but it's actually spinning, not just vibrating.
It's spinning at very high speed. The other side's being pushed into it with a lot of force, and the friction results in a lot of heat, enough to actually turn the two. These are just blocks of steel. Turns the blocks of steel as molten, and they fuse together, similar to welding.
God, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, on camera, once you get above the frame rate, spinning and vibrating are basically indistinguishable.
Yeah, because of aliasing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, yeah, we'll use the magic longsword to work the ingot into a shape that would be more readily able to cut the adamantine brick.
Okay. So you sit there, pounding away at this thing. Like, takes about 2 hours to work that ingot into like a chisel shape. So you end up with a chisel.
Right. And then we'll use that to, I guess we'll go with shave the brick. I do believe that would be the easiest method.
Okay.
You brought a razor?
So you take your adamantine chisel, you start pounding on the adamantine block. And another 2 hours pass as you slowly start working like this, back and forth along, kind of making like finally like one of the corners and like cutting it off so you have like a triangular long bit of it. And the 2 hours pass, and eventually, yeah, you get like this like curled like shaving of adamantine off the block. It weighs about a pound.
So about an ingot worth of adamantine.
About an ingot worth of adamantine. But at that point, you guys would realize that you guys are getting tired and that it is time for a long rest.
All right. In that case, we shall. This place has been making us take con saves every hour or so, yeah?
Yeah. But not consistently. Only sometimes.
All right, we go and camp up on the surface.
Okay.
Pushing the brick along with us.
Well, it weighs 800 pounds. So getting it to the stairs is possible. However, unless you guys like divest yourself of all of your equipment so you have the spare capacity, neither of you, even working together, would be strong enough to lift this up the stairs.
Yes. River, divest yourself of your equipment. We must loot the brick.
I need my pants on. I prefer to have my shirt on too.
No, that's just part of the base model. That doesn't count as inventory equipment.
I don't know. I think pants count as gear.
They do actually. Like the traveler's clothes you guys wear typically weighs about 4 pounds.
But they don't include underpants, which means that underpants count as part of our base character model.
No, the underpants are included with the traveler's clothes.
Shit. Oh well. My modesty and my decency are worth an adamantine brick.
You have 480. River's got 420. I mean, that means that each of you has like 80 and 20 headroom of weight. Each.
Yeah, we have 100 pounds to spare. We can keep like our
keep your
weapon on
clothes on.
hand and clothes on.
When we quite literally measure this down, it turns out the party has like only maybe grams worth of spare. It's like, oh, all right, everyone, empty your bowels, dehydrate slightly, and shave your heads. We need to lose as much weight.
If we dehydrate, we're going to be losing more in carry capacity than we gain in muscle mass.
Don't question that.
Wait, I got that backwards.
Well, if you're getting real tight on weight, you could always shave off your body hair too.
You know what they say about the straw that broke the camel's back?
I'm a tabaxi. That one's going to be a no-go.
See, we have just enough carrying capacity to keep our clothes on. Let's get this brick up.
Yeah, so you get the brick up. The tabaxi does not end up looking like this. Yeah, you guys get out onto the surface, carrying this brick between the two of you. And as you begin, are you gonna just make camp right here on the surface?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well.
Yeah, and as you guys begin setting up your camp for a long rest, I think that is where we will call it this evening.